guys, this is Waleed from Pakistan, and finally we are here. We are having Flutter Vikings, finally, and it's a great pleasure to be here. And I would like to thank all the team members who are organizing this event, including Majid. He's an awesome person. He's an awesome. The community is really thankful to have him. So let's just begin, and we'll be, what today we'll be studying. We'll be studying about some things related to your desktop and your Flutter web apps. So we'll be studying about giving control to your Flutter apps. So what you will be studying today, obviously we'll be studying and we'll be looking at the code as well. So we'll be looking at how to add shortcuts and actions through intents in your applications, and we'll study why we are doing that, and why it's important. So this will be a lot of it will be a live coding session. So I'll be coding in front of you the whole thing, and then we'll look into the use cases and applications of how we can get the best out of our Flutter apps. So just to begin with, I am Waleed Arshad. I am from Pakistan. I am a Google developer expert in Flutter here, and I recently published a book named Managing State in Flutter Pragmatically, which is a state management, a book on state management, a lot of recipes combined into one. Excuse me. I'm a Flutter developer at Tendermint. It's a blockchain based company, and as well as along with that, I'm leading Flutter Karachi. It's a Flutter community here in Pakistan. So let's get going. Today's agenda, we'll be studying that why we need shortcuts first of all, obviously. Then we'll study some keywords, some classes, and some widgets that we'll be using in the live coding session. And then obviously we'll hop on to the live code session. So why shortcuts? The prime motive of having this talk is you use a lot of applications on daily basis, including IntelliJ, VS Code, Adobe Photoshop, Premiere, and a lot of other applications that you use daily, and you implicitly know what shortcuts are there, what common shortcuts are there. And for those who are using specialized software like Photoshop and Premiere, they have their specialized set of shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts that do a lot of stuff that would be very hectic if you go and hover through the mouse, right? So this is the whole idea behind today's talk, that we'll learn to study that since now Flutter is going towards web and desktop, and we are having some great releases planned ahead. Obviously we all know that it's going to get more stable as we move along. So you will be creating Flutter web apps, Flutter desktop apps using Flutter. So in order to make your user experience a lot better in terms of shortcuts, in terms of usability, we are going to study how we are going to do that. We'll be studying two sorts of widgets. One is shortcuts, widgets. Shortcuts is a widget. It's not a plural. It's a singular widget that is called shortcuts because it takes an array of shortcuts, obviously. And then we have another widget called actions, which is obviously not a plural, but it's a name of widget. Other than that, we'll be using these three sort of classes, which are called intents, actions, and logical key sets. So these are classes within the Flutter framework. So we won't be using any third-party packages for any sort. We'll be using the whole Flutter code, obviously. So these are the three things that we'll study. So let's directly jump to live code. And if you can see right now that this is a sort of desktop app we are running right now. So this whole presentation is a desktop app, and I have added shortcuts to navigate through this presentation. So I have a shortcut added to the front, to the right arrow key, that when I press the right arrow key, the presentation moves forward, and when I press the back arrow key, the presentation moves backward. So this whole presentation is itself a practical implementation of what I'm going to tell you. So we don't need to jump into any other thing. The live code is itself inside this presentation. So for understanding, for the sake of this talk, what I have done is I have added a text field and a button. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll create an intent and an action, which will do what? Which will just clear everything that we write here using this button. So we are not going to add any shortcut right now. Like, I'm not, ideally what we are going to do, what we will do is we will press escape button on the escape key on the keyboard, and then this text field will be cleared, like like the expected behavior is that when we press escape, so the text field should be cleared. So that's what we are going to do. But for that, first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to call that specific action on this button press. So let's just remember this, and I'm just pulling some code. So let's just pull this code here, and let me just zoom in a little bit. So this is my main file where we have all the slides. So slide 9 is the one which which we'll be working on. So this is the last slide that let me just zoom in a bit more. So this is the last slide which has simple a row and a text field and an icon button. So what we are going to do, we are going to clear the text field on this button press. So let's just create an action. So there's this folder. I've created a folder in which I have created some actions previously for navigating my presentation. So let me just create a new action file which will be called clear action. And let's create an intent first. Clear intent. Extends intent. So intent is something which is inside the Flutter framework, which allows you to to call the actions using dynamically using dictionaries. So I'll tell you why we are doing that, why we are creating all this hassle. You will just understand what's the benefit of creating all of this. So this is an intent which will be used to call our action. So let's create an action as well. Clear action extends action, and inside it we'll give an intent, and this will have an override function. So we'll have to override this. We need to add this covariant for the sake of logic. What we'll write here, we'll just write the logic of clearing our text field. So in order to clear our text field, we'll have to have something that gives us the control over our text field. So we'll have a text field controller here, which will be used to clear our text field. So in order to make this available, we'll have to assign this into our constructor as well. Now what we'll do, we'll just add controller.clear, which is going to clear our text field. Whatever controller we pass into this action, it's going to clear this. So this is a simple code that we can obviously we can just call this single line inside the button press directly as well. But I'll tell you why we are doing this. We are doing this because at the end of the day we have to call this whole thing on an escape button, and that's the tricky part. So let's just go back and to our slide 9 and call this action on a button press. So in order to call this action on a button press, we'll have to wrap this whole widget into another widget which is called action. So here comes the widget actually, and we'll have to provide it the actions parameter, and this action parameter is a dictionary of type and action. This actions is a dictionary which takes your type, like type means clear intent, your intent, and and gives you the action that you want. And here we'll pass a controller, like controller of the text field controller. So here you go. You just created a dictionary where we are just picking up the action, the correct action against an intent. So why we are doing that, I'll tell you, when we are going to put that on the escape button. So this is what, when we are defining actions, we need to define it like this. Clear intent, this is a dictionary. It takes a key and it gives you value of clear action. So what we are going to do is we are going to just call some actions dot handler context. It will take a type of our intent, clear intent, and it will take our intent as a parameter. Simple. So what we are doing here is we are just calling this actions is not something we created. It's from the Flutter, Flutter widgets. It's inside the Flutter library. So what we do is, this is a simple syntax. We need to call the handler function which handles our intents, and when we call this clear intent, it will automatically pick up the action from here, and it will just pass our controller whatever state our controller is in. It will just pass it into this action, and then our clear action will execute this whole controller thing. So let's just try it once, that if it's working or not, and then we'll see how we'll add it to the escape button. So let's just save it and just move a little bit. I guess there is some issue. Let me just see what went wrong. So let me just restart it. Maybe restarting will get it done. So we restart the application, we'll have to navigate it to the end. This is a little tricky part which I didn't expect to happen. Oh, it's still cannot get. There is something wrong I am doing. Let me just see what I am doing wrong. Clear intent, there is something, we need to pass the parameters right here. I guess that's the issue. Let's see what happens, if it works or not. Maybe it should work now. Ideally it should work. No, there is some error. Clear intent cannot be handled by an action of a runtime clear action. There is something wrong I'm doing. Let me just check what's happening here. Clear action, clear intent. Oh, that's the problem. So this is what we need to do. So now it will, I guess it should work. Okay, so let's just try one more time. This is the whole essence of live code. You always get something special every time. Okay, cool. So we have this, we did all the stuff. So let's just go back to the stuff again. Once again, what we did was we just called our clear intent using the actions.handler. Our clear intent should pick up the clear action. Our clear action should pick up that our controller that we passed, and it should clear the controller. So let's just go back, just type in something and just press this button, and it's working fine. Cool. So I guess this is the good part of live coding. It finally works. So now what we wanted to do initially, we wanted to have this good user experience of adding our shortcuts to our using our keyboard, like keyboard shortcuts. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a shortcut which clears our text field using the escape key of the keyboard. So now comes the other class that we are talking about, that was the logical key set. So you see, you need to wrap your whole home widget, or the bigger widget, the outer part, inside the widget called shortcuts. So this shortcut widget takes a map, dictionary, obviously a map, which takes logical key set as a key, and it takes an action or an intent as a value. So what happens is, now my arrow right option says that I need to call the next intent. The next intent is actually this, and it calls the next page of the controller that we pass, like page controller. So what I'm doing is I'm just passing the next page into I'm just navigating to the next page using the next intent. So now why we did the whole intent and all the actions thing. Now you see that inside our slide 9 we have given our action, and inside this we are passing our controller, which is inside our stateful class, and this controller is not accessible here inside. Let me just zoom it if you can't see. Okay, so we don't have access to to widget specific things inside here. So therefore we use the intents to pass to call our actions. So now ideally what we should do, we should just add another logical key set which says that escape key should call clear intent, and that's it. That's just single line of code that we. So now what we did is, if you use actions in all of your application, like at everywhere, whether you want to use shortcuts or not, if you're using actions and intents, then at some point in time you can use the specific function, that specific action, through your shortcut at any time. So after some days that you decide that, this is a cool action that I'm performing, that I'm already performing using some button inside the application. So why not I should give it a shortcut. So you just need to write this single line, and you will just, if you have laid down this architecture of intent and actions, then you'll just have to write this one line, and it will start working. Just this intent is going to, just let me zoom this as well so you just see what the code is. So this intent is going to call this action, and that's going to go. So we just added this escape, and let's see what happens when we run the app again. I guess we'll have to go through the slides again. I also didn't expect this as well, that I'll have to go to the slides again. I should have created a button which should just directly land me to slide 9. So let's see, we just added some keys here, and once I'm trying to pull off the escape button, so I'm just doing it on my keyboard. Let's just see, I just pressed the escape button and it's gone. It works like a charm. So this was just a single example of escape button. Let's see what happens if we want to copy the text, or we want to paste it somewhere. So what will ideally do is, I have already added a copy intent already. So let me just show you some code here. So this is a copy intent, same like all the intents that we created, nothing fancy here. This copy intent will be called from outside, obviously. We'll call it, it's not right now, it's not there right now, but we'll call it. And then what it will do, it will take the controller, and I have added some logic because it was not it was giving some index out of bound exception. So I just reverted the base offset and the extent offset of this controller.text just to make it work. If we select, so if we select from the beginning till the end, so the whole offset changes, and if we select from the beginning to the end and from the end to the beginning, so the whole offset signs it reverts. So therefore I have just added this whole logic. So this is nothing, this is just setting a selected string to whatever the controller's selection is. So whatever the controller text is there, we are just selecting it, and whatever the the user has selected, we are just putting it into a selected string, and we are just taking it to the clipboard. So this is inside Flutter's repository, and this is a function which Flutter gives us to set the data to the clipboard. So what it's doing is it's just adding the data to the clipboard, and then we can paste it any way we want. So let's just call this copy action and copy intent in our code through the logical key set again, and here we'll give copy intent, and now we want to use two keys to to copy our text. So suppose for the sake of argument, I want to have control key, and I want to have logical keys keyboard key dot e. So this is just for the argument that we usually have control C for copy, but for the sake of just showing you guys that we can do it as much as we want, like the whole keyboard is there with us and we can program any keys to do anything in our application. So what I have done is I have just asked it to add this combination of keys and call the copy intent directly to the code. So what I'm doing is when I press Control E, the the text inside the controller, it should be copied. But we need to do one more thing, is we need to add this inside here, so that copy intent should know that I have to call a copy action with the controller, like we have to call the copy action on this specific controller inside our widget. So we'll have to add this here. So remember, widget specific things are going to be added inside the actions widget, and then we'll have to have the shortcuts in our global sort of thing. So let's just try it if it works. So how we'll check it, we'll just select some text, we'll just hit Control E, and then we'll come back to our code and paste it inside our code somewhere, just to see that whether it it copies or not. So let's just, okay, so this is giving me some more errors. Let's see what it's giving. I guess it should be fine if we restart the application again, once again navigating through the application again. I should have given a button. I regret it now. Okay, so we say hello Viking, and we select this and we hit Control E as per our code. So now if we paste it here, like suppose let's paste it. So see, we got the text pasted, whatever we wrote inside the text editing controller. So this is the whole idea. Like you can put any sort of combination of your keyboard keys in order to perform any sort of action inside your desktop application or web application. So this is the actual power of intents, actions and shortcuts, and this we don't realize it in our daily lives, but this increases a lot of user experience in our applications. So I usually use Photoshop a lot to design stuff for the community. So there are a lot of shortcut keys that I'm using, like T, R for ruler, control R for rulers. So there are a lot of other keys that we use in our daily lives, and that we don't realize if they are not there. When they are not there, then we'll realize the power of shortcuts and actions. So this was all about it. Thank you so much, and I'll probably open source the code for this whole presentation, so you can just make up your presentation as well using intents and actions, arrow key and forward and backward. By the way, it works backwards as well. So you see, it works backwards as well. So I have given both the both the keys to the next and back intent. Therefore, the all both arrow right and arrow left keys are working. So you can build it as per your feasibility. I'll try to open source it as soon as possible. And thank you so much, guys. This was awesome. It's awesome to be a part of Flutter Vikings, and thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can just reach me out to LinkedIn, Twitter. You just type my name on Google, you'll find me. I am Waleed Arshad. So if you want to take a look at the name and spelling once again, so you just write Waleed Arshad on Google and you'll find me on LinkedIn and Twitter. And I usually reply very frequently on both the platforms. So I have a rule that I keep 0 unread messages on all the platforms. So whoever texts me for any sort of help regarding anything in Flutter or in general, I try to answer them as soon as I can. So thank you so much. It was amazing, and looking forward to more events in the future. Thank you so much. Bye.